There are many ways to significantly increase your power in Monster Hunter World. Some of these upgrades are permanent, whilst the rest are temporary boosts. They all share one thing in common: the game doesn't do a very good job of explaining how to go about these and exactly the effect that they have. Well, that's a thing of the past for you with this 10-point power check, because you're going to be able to maximize your OPness. If you haven't checked out my 21 hidden tips roundup, you might be interested in that next. And if you do enjoy my Monster Hunter videos, join the 20% of returning viewers and do subscribe for more. And with that said, let's jump in. For the first tip, we're going to be buying a power and armor charm from the provision stockpile merchant, available to you after doing the Diablos assignment in high rank. Horned Tyrant Below the Sands is the name of the quest. You're going to want to buy them to your item pouch and keep them there in all of your item loadouts whenever you go out for any hunt. Depending on where you are in the game, these will either be really expensive or chump change, costing you 36k and 24k zenny respectively for the power and armor charms. These aren't a consumable, they literally just sit in your item pouch, providing you with a permanent stat boost of 6 attack and 12 defense. If you buy an additional power and armor charm on top of these, you can then combine them with the Basil Geese Talon to craft the more powerful power and armor Talons, adding 9 and 18 attack and defense respectively for a total of plus 15 attack and plus 30 defense, with your power charm and power Talon and armor charm and armor Talon. 3 permanent upgrades that you don't need to do anything else for, you just let them sit in your item pouch. So do be sure to update your item loadouts with these in them. For tip number 2, there are consumable items you can take out in your item pouch to use during each hunt, which will give you power boosts. You've got the Mega Demon Drug and Mega Armor Skin giving you 7 attack and 25 defense respectively, which will last for the entirety of the hunt until you cart or finish the quest. On top of this, you've also got the Might and Adamant Seeds giving you 10 attack and 20 defense for 180 seconds, and even the Demon and Hard Shell Powders for 10 and 20 attack and defense, again for 180 seconds, also stacking on top of the Seeds and the Demon Drugs and Armor Skins. The only ones I suggest not to use are the Pills, which are very powerful but only last for 20 seconds. If you cultivate Might Seeds, Adamant Seeds, and God Bugs, that's both of the Seeds and Powders taken care of. You craft the Powders by combining God Bugs with the Seeds. In terms of the Mega Demon Drugs and Mega Armor Skins, you can also craft those, but Nourishing Extracts are a massive pain in the ass to get. Instead, what you can do is you can meld them using your Steam tickets that you get from running Steamworks to direct one-to-one craft them via melding. Tip number 3 is to eat for attack up large at the canteen each time you go out on a quest, giving you a plus 15 boost to your attack for the duration of the hunt, provided that you don't cart. This is a pretty massive damage boost, considering a Mega Demon Drug gives you 7 attack. This is more than double that. Whilst the other canteen bonuses for defense increase and elemental resistances are fine, it's really worthwhile to take the attack up L for such a tremendous attack increase. Tip number 4 is to do your very best to reach 100% effective affinity. What that means is whilst all of your skills are active during a hunt, what affinity will you be at? You don't need to have a baseline 100% affinity, because skills like Agitator will increase it by 20% during a Monsters and Rage, which we know happens all the time with the Clutch Claw, and Weakness Exploit by a further 50% as well, provided you're attacking a weak point that's tenderized. These two combined are effectively giving you an additional 70% of affinity, so you only really need to aim out for about 30% on your weapon, which is just as well because Fatalis weapons come with a lot of negative affinity. This is how you balance that out. Tip number 5 is a whole tip dedicated to an individual skill, which is an absolute must-have. Without any critical boost, your affinity strikes, your critical hits, will deal 25% additional damage. Each level of critical boost adds another 5% to that, taking it to 40% increased damage at level 3. With 100% effective affinity, if 100% of your hits are critical strikes, that is a tremendous amount of damage that's being left on the table if you're not taking level 3 critical boost. It's an absolute must-have. Tip number 6 is to take effective attack increasing skills that will really help boost out your power. And it's not the one that you might think either. The first one is Agitator, which is absolutely essential since Iceborne, either at level 5 for plus 20 attack, or at level 7 if you've got Agitator Secret for plus 28, which is a massive attack boost that will always be active because monsters are basically permanently enraged. Next is peak performance, granting plus 20 attack when at full health at level 3, amazing in conjunction with health regen augmentation, allowing you to very easily have that active the majority of the time. Also consider resentment, which is the inverse of peak performance, giving you an attack boost when you have recoverable HP. Fantastic for blocking weapons like the lance. And finally coalescence, which gives you a plus 18 attack boost and other bonuses as well, immediately after recovering from elemental blight and abnormal status effects. The buff lasts for 90 seconds and refreshes every single time you recover from a blight or status. I don't actually recommend attack boost because it doesn't scale very well and it's a very expensive gem to slot, giving you 21 attack and 5 affinity at level 7, which is fine, but peak performance at level 3 gives you 20 attack. If you've got the spare slots, getting to level 4 for plus 12 attack and 5% affinity is a popular option, but at that point I'd rather get some defensive skills. Bringing us neatly to the next one. Tip number 7. Do not skip out on your defensive skills. Sometimes a good defense can mean a good offense. After all, there is no bigger drop to DPS than carting. Some fantastic options, which I would even consider essentials in some cases, are level 3 health boost, level 3 recovery up giving you 30% increase of all healing, evade window 5 making you roll like you're in a Dark Souls game, divine blessing level 3 or level 5 if you can, to effectively cut your damage in half about half the time, stun resistance 3 granting you full stun immunity, as that is the source of so many carts, and 1 level of flinch free if you like to play multiplayer. I'd avoid the defense skill for similar reasons as the attack skill. It doesn't scale up super well and there's just so many better options. Tip number 8 is to get the health regen augmentation on your weapon as soon as you're able to. For rarity 12 weapons, this will be locked behind MR100, but this can be done earlier for lower rarity end of tree weapons. What this health regen augmentation will do is give your weapon lifesteal for 7.5% of damage dealt. You only ever need to get it at level 1 because 7.5% of damage dealt is a tremendous amount of lifesteal. This is also impacted by recovery up, which can boost it by 30%, effectively giving you like 10% lifesteal. You probably don't realize until you start using the health regen augmentation just how much of time you use to heal up. This mostly takes care of all of your healing moving forwards and allows you to pair up with peak performance really nicely, always giving you access to that plus 20 attack boost. It also allows you to adopt a much more aggressive playstyle when you're not necessarily always trying to avoid hits. It's suddenly become more viable to trade attacks. Face to foot style, I believe it's called. Tip number 9 is to augment your armors to lift the upgrade cap. Not only is there a subset of players who never use armor spheres at all, but there are so many who've been playing for hundreds of hours who didn't even know you can augment your armors. This makes a massive difference and pumps in so much raw defense. If even at upper echelon armors you're still getting absolutely smacked around, this could very well be the reason why. With all of your individual pieces augmented and upgraded, it can easily get out another 100 raw defense. And for tip number 10 on your 10-point power check, it's kind of reiterating what I'm saying throughout this whole thing. My final thoughts are to find balance of both offense and defense, because having purely aggressive skills is fine for speedrunning and if you absolutely never get hit, but otherwise it isn't reasonably viable in standard play. Sure, your max heroics Frostcraft build is going to be absolutely insane, but it pays to be realistic. Hopefully this 10-point power checklist is going to be helpful for you to ensure that you're always going out with maximum OPness. Is there anything else that you would have included? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. If you do enjoy my Monster Hunter videos, join the 20% of returning viewers and subscribe for more. But until next time, I'll see you in the new world.